I suppose in recent years Kilkenny haven't been that used to being in quarter-finals. How has the mood been? How have things gone since the Galway match?
We got back into training and prepared for the game obviously straight away, and the mood is good. We're looking forward to the game. The quarter-final is fine. If we have to go that route, we have to go that route. The prize for winning today is to be into the semi-final.
Now I know Brian Hogan is out injured. You've made 5 changes altogether. Did you feel the need to shake things up?
Not necessarily. We picked the team as we saw fit, I suppose. Obviously we had a few players coming back from injury, and you make whatever changes you feel you have to make, but we're very happy with the team we have in the field.
I'm sure you have your homework done, John?
Well, we'll see, I mean, we've prepared well, as we have for all the games. Obviously it's a huge task, but I just hope we're not as much underdogs as we're being written down, so we certainly have our homework done. I'm very pleased with the way things have gone, and I'm just hoping that we put up a good performance.
Yeah, I mean, Limerick here today.
Well, exactly. I mean, you're coming over to Thurles, a place where Limerick love playing. I mean, they'll think to themselves, God, with 10-15 minutes to go against Tipperary, who played Kilkenny over the last number of years, we were right there, and if they had to get the second goal, they could have been in the Munster semi-final themselves. So that'll probably hurt Limerick people a little bit, saying, we're written off completely. I mean, this is about Kilkenny marching in, and even, the talk now is that Cork play Galway, so I mean, I don't think John Allen will have to say too much to this bunch of Limerick players today, but are they far enough down the road in terms of where the journey that they're on right now to tackle a team like Kilkenny? Only time will tell, but I would be confident that they'll give it a real go, I'd say, because they have very much nothing to lose, I think, today.
Sherlock, Nan, you've been looking across that county border, of course, your old rivals there. What sense do you get about this one?
I get the sense the morale is very high, that they feel they're kind of on a run now, and when Limerick get on a run and playing that traditional style, of that real fiery hurling, contesting everything, a great work rate all over the field, and if they get ahead and if their confidence gets high, they can be very difficult to beat, and they're relying a lot on those young players that they have there now, especially Graham Mulcahy, would say, Shawnee Tobin, the full forward line, because they are the two that could really discomfort Kilkenny, because they have real pace. I expect Mulcahy will play a bit far out the field today and run at the Kilkenny defence, so it's going to be a challenge for Kilkenny. It's very interesting to see how it'll work out.
John Allen would have looked at the way
quarter-finals back then. They have never won the All-Ireland through the back door. Michael Wadding of Waterford is the referee, and Limerick set up the attack straight away. Chasing this down is Shawnee Tobin. Jackie Tyrrell lost the flight of it. Shawnee Tobin is a flyer, couldn't take it one-handed. He's been fouled out.
Aidan Fogarty's gone out to the wing, and Richie Hogan's gone to the wing as well, so plenty of high ball going to go into that Kilkenny square in that first period.
Shane Dowling with the free for Limerick, and they get the first point of this quarter-final inside the first minute. The other hurl and restarting the game, the wind helping him. That's a poor puck out straight to Donal O'Grady of Limerick. Now Wayne McNamara. Graham Mulcahy in after that, unable to pick it was Niall Moran. Kilkenny, their first opportunity to have a go at Limerick. Richie Power with it. Out around the middle, behind him is Declan Hannon of Limerick, and McNamara didn't cut that at all well. Kilkenny yet to get into any sort of a rhythm or stride. Here's McNamara flying already, runs straight into Michael Fennelly, who played for his club recently. Inish Teague, first Inish Teague man to start a championship match for Kilkenny since Eddie Kerr. Big hand went up after it was David Breen, but Tommy Welsh able to clear for Kilkenny. Richie Hogan. Now Michael Rice came on against Galway, and he's a bit slow there. David Breen hooking him. Now onto it is Kieran Joyce. Tommy Welsh changing the angle of the attack. It's a decent ball. Owen Larkin was there as the decoy. Now it's Shefflin. First point. The rumours going around before the throw-in that he wasn't fully fit. He looks fit.
Yeah, great score, but it's a great crossfield play again. Great play by Tommy Walsh and Richie Hogan there, and I mean that's what they're going to try and do, is try and keep these guys with the wind in the backs in the first half inside and let the half forwards way out.
David Breen's hook there. Nicky Quaid started his inter-county career, his senior inter-county career with Limerick, playing at centre field. Here's Niall Moran, the star against Clare, with 5 points that night. Good block down. Richie Doyle, and there's Michael Rice. Long ball, Colin Fennelly under it. Opportunities for Kilkenny, and slotted over by Henry Shefflin. just drifting in behind.
Yeah, the position that he loves to take up, starts a corner forward and runs across the square and ball breaking aside. Yeah, good hand pass back there by Niall Moran. But that's a good start for Henry Shefflin if he's not fully fit. I mean, he's certainly getting there.
It's only a rumour. David Green, big presence in the air, ran straight into another one. Michael Fennelly of Kilkenny, and there's Fennelly, great pick, free.
All the way back into the half-back line.
Henry didn't have a great day with the frees, particularly in the first half against Galway. Remember that day it took them 20 minutes to score. Richie Power has the wind helping. Huge hit, but he's put it wide.
Standing over balls like that back in your own half-back line. No need for a forward to come in that way back.
Nicky Quaid's puck out. He's got good distance on it into the wind. Fennelly trying to dig it out. James Ryan, Jim Bob from Gary Spillane. Too many steps. Oh, he's put that one.
Good start for Kilkenny.
2-1. Limerick got the first score. That free from Shane Dowling. Richie Power off the mark with the freeze. Now Michael Rice flicking that forward. Colin Fennelly was his target. Fennelly out-muscled and outgunned. And here come Limerick. Wayne McNamara just didn't catch that as well as he would have liked. Well done, JJ Delaney. He's over that hand injury. Good block down, and now Niall Moran from a very tricky angle. It looks good. It's great. Wonderful score. 2 apiece. Their first from play, and Niall Moran's got the eye in.
But that is fantastic. I mean, it's a great finish, but watch when the block comes in here. It's absolutely brilliant, and that's what you want all your forwards to do. Not alone just get the fancy scores, but you must work hard and get the hurley in for the block.
Hasn't been as ferocious a start from Kilkenny as many expected. Limerick more than holding their own. That's Paddy O'Brien. There was a Limerick man, Niall Moran, down off the ball. Here they come again, a block down on Graham Mulcahy. JJ Delaney. Noel Hickey is on the bench for Kilkenny today. Jackie Tyrrell. Plenty of pace in that hand pass back to Herity. Good clearance. Fennelly's under it. 3 Limerick men around 2 Kilkenny men. Their intensity, Limerick's intensity will be interesting. Here comes Owen Larkin, the Kilkenny captain, just throws it forward legally. So it's come off the crossbar. Aidan Fogarty's effort. Or was it saved? It certainly didn't go in the back of the net anyway. We'll look again.
You thought Owen Larkin maybe had gone too far with it, but he gives it aside to Fogarty, and it's a shot. Yeah, I think it's off the crossbar. No, it's off the crossbar.
Well, that has been signalled as a point by the umpire, but you can see the Limerick goalkeeper and the full-back line adamant that it was wide, and referee Michael Wadding's going across to talk to the linesman.
This is going to be very interesting. The Limerick backs were all remonstrating there. They were clearly feeling that the ball was wide.
It's been called as wide.
And it's great play. It's good play by the referee. I congratulate him. He uses common sense, goes to this linesman, and he's happy that the ball, and he had a good view of it because he's over on the far side, and he could actually see that the ball went wide.
Now, the referee's gone in to talk to the umpires behind the goal.
Yeah, just across the flags and disallow the point.
Yeah, okay. To go through the formalities.
I don't think there's any need to go through the formalities like that, Dara, but at the end of the day, it's bad miss. It's a bad miss by Richie Power, and that's 3 that he's put wide.
Yeah.
So we could see Henry Shefflin taking over the free-taking duties very shortly again.
I was thinking back to Croke Park last Sunday in the Leinster final, but no replay popped up on the big screen. That may have been to do with us, but anyway, belted forward by Donal O'Grady, and Herity happy to.
It's very, very hard to see whether that was over or not.
Ball back in play, hard to tell, but it was called after a fashion as wide. David Green drifting out to the left half back position, belting that forward. Shawnee Tobin in there after it. Mulcahy is drifting away in front of him. Richie Doyle there too.
I mean, they've blitzed teams within 10 minutes, right, and they've put games out of the sight, and they haven't done this so far. So credit to Limerick, they're keeping themselves well in the game. And they can do this for the next 10-15 minutes without conceding a goal. They have every chance.
That missed Fennelly and Owen Larkin, picked up by Richie McCarthy. Locked down by Colin Fennelly, has assistance from Gavin O'Mahony. Good Limerick half-back line. Speaking of good half-backs, Tommy Welch, Kieran Joyce, that got away from him. Michael Fennelly. Michael Rice. Blocked down by Paudie O'Brien. Limerick putting the pressure on Kilkenny. Came out to Aidan Fogarty, and Fogarty has put that one wide. Kilkenny absolutely blitzed Limerick in the early stages of that game in Croke Park. Paul Murphy been put under significant pressure. Mulcahy is in after Walsh, and Mulcahy has got it. Jackie Tyrrell taken out of the game. Now David Breen through. Breen, goal! David Breen with their 19th goal of Championship 2012. And Limerick leading by 3 in the 12th minute.
Now we're going to see what Kilkenny are made of. Great play by Graham Mulcahy, and once this guy got in there, he had nothing else in his mind but goal, and buries it to the back of the net. Fantastic play by Limerick.
Kilkenny, remember, playing with the wind, and Limerick under pressure. That's out for a 65. Just may have slot these over from all over the place during the league, in the championship. He's had 3 frees and put all 3 of them wide. Right in the middle, on the 65. Power strikes, and he's up to it, slots it over. First score after the Limerick goal is Kilkenny's, and Richie Power finally has got the eye in the 14th minute.
Yeah, you have David Breen is actually on Tommy Walsh.
Great takeover there by Declan Hannon, who's finally fit and starring for Limerick in the championship. Came on the last day. Paul Murphy, the all-star, sweeping up for the All-Ireland champions and putting good distance on his clearance. Henry Shefflin got to stick to that. Richie McCarthy is across. McCarthy bottled up. Owen Larkin there with him. Wayne McNamara too, a scrappy passage of play. Order brought to it by Donal O'Grady, who made his name for Limerick as a midfielder. It's slotted back into centre-back, free out. Kilkenny getting 10
minutes, but they've settled down now, so it's time to concentrate now on the ball and get more scores up the other end of the field.
Michael Fennelly. Over the head of Condon. Owen Larkin put the stick out, and Richie McCarthy's having a good game. Not a great clearance, though. Aidan Fogarty, that familiar style, throwing the ball up in the air, and now racing across is Colin Fennelly, out in front of Stephen Walsh. Fennelly for Kilkenny, bearing down a goal. Brilliant from Gavin O'Mahony. Little things in this match at the moment, very much going Limerick's way. Big things too with the score and the goal, of course, but they're keeping Kilkenny out. JJ Delaney's clearance. A long, long way to go. Wayne McNamara shortening the stick, and now it's Donal O'Grady. Happy, very happy in these sort of areas. So is Shane Dowling. Bottled up for a moment. Free man is Paudie O'Brien. Scored 6 points for his club recently in a match, and he's got one here. Those points in the club game, all from play, and there's one from Paudie O'Brien, popped over from play. 1-3-3.
Yeah, it's a great score, great return from Paudie, and I mean, they're doing an awful lot. Yeah, this is fantastic play. Keeps his eye on the ball, and look, gets the hurley and flicks it away. Fantastic piece of defending.
Donal O'Grady, right down the spine of the Limerick team. They're playing well, but O'Grady, real pressure put on him by Richie Hogan. A clash of the Ash, and Fennelly picks it up. Michael Fennelly in towards Henry Shefflin. Left the ball after him. Quaid out quickly. Real danger. Here's Shefflin. Should be a goal. It is. Is that the moment? Kilkenny finally arrive at this quarter-final. A mistake at the back. They seem to have it in control, but Shefflin's now got 1-2.
Yeah, that is the worry, though. Every time the ball has gone in there looks to be goals on, and look, the ball broke. Shefflin went to catch it, and it broke and it's spilled, and it comes back to him again, and it's bad defending and an easy tap in for Shefflin at the end. Level for the third time.
had issues with the sideline cuts the last day. That's a much better one. It was Richie Hogan who was drifting out towards it. Wayne McNamara of Limerick. Gavin O'Mahony. Massive clearance from Gavin O'Mahony. Niall Moran in under it with JJ Delaney. Kieran Joyce caught waiting. Shane Dowling bottled up, and Dowling very high and very accurate from Shane Dowling. First score after the goal from Limerick.
It was an important reply because they are playing into a strong breeze. I mean, you must kind of stress the point that there is a strong breeze in favour of Kilkenny in this first half period as well. So Limerick are holding their own very much so.
Paudie O'Brien, loose puck out. Kilkenny have had one or two problems with those. Here's Shawnee Tobin sizing up the options. Graham Mulcahy is quick, extremely quick. Paul Murphy there with him, the All-Star. Mulcahy in around the back, saved by Herity, but he got a touch on it, but it's gone over the bar. Point for Limerick, they'll settle for that.
Yeah, it's a great passage of play by Limerick. They can hit it high and they can hit it low into the guys like Graham Mulcahy, and when he gets around his marker again, I mean, he's causing endless trouble for Kilkenny because he has speed, he has plenty of ability, and he can score as well.
Limerick have created 6 scoring chances. They have converted all 6. Here's Richie Hogan. Colin Fennelly drifting back to the 20-metre line. That's very high. Owen Larkin, the Kilkenny captain, beaten by O'Mahony, and now Paudie O'Brien. He's got 1 point already. O'Brien shortens the stick and tucks the ball into that space. JJ Delaney winning the race with Moran to get there first. There's help from Tommy Walsh. It's come off the boot of Walsh. Shortening it down, gets it back from Dowling. Moran's effort came off. Oh, it's gone over. No, it's gone wide. It came off the post, it appeared.
I thought it came off the post, actually off the upright as well, and went over the bar. I'd like to see that one again.
Here we go again. We'll have a look at that again. No point anyway. Limerick 1-5, Kilkenny 1-3. Colin Fennelly got there first. Fennelly, they're in for another goal here. Here's Shefflin, back of the net. Out of nothing. The Limerick full back line cut open again, and Shefflin, superb.
Yeah, breaking ball again, and Fennelly is very quick, and I mean a fantastic pickup, sublime pass inside to Shefflin. Look at this, look, it's a little scoop and over the keeper. That's fantastic, fantastic skill. Look, he sees the keeper coming out with the body and just lifts it over him and into the back of the net. Really, really great goal from a very, very experienced forward, and fantastic. He's in great form. That's 2-2
out of 2-3.
Out of 2-3.
Brilliant stuff. Their last 2 scores have been goals. Kilkenny's at the moment, who is marking Henry Shefflin, and we mentioned beforehand real doubts coming into the game about Condon's fitness. Hardly trained since limping off against Clare. Now Richie Hogan getting out in front of Richie McCarthy. McCarthy does have trouble, or can have problems against pacey forwards, but McCarthy up to it on that occasion. McNamara juggling with it now. James Ryan, free Limerick. Kilkenny 11 scoring chances, converting 5 of them. Here's Shane Dowling. Dowling hasn't caught that well. Herity, safe left hand. Kieran Joyce. Richie Hogan didn't have any right to win down in the air, but he got close to it. Tom Condon. Stephen Walsh put in trouble, and they could be in again. Henry could be in for a hat-trick. Richie Power put down, free in, and there could be a chip in 2012. But under serious pressure and some stuff going on. Off the ball, close to goal. Richie Power walks away. Henry Shefflin and Wayne McNamara. After his troubles early on, he was never going to miss from there. That's his second.
This level of inter-county hurling to let a man like Shane Heflin free so much like that.
No movement from John Allen and others down on the Limerick bench. There's a free in, pulled back by JJ Delaney. The first point of the match from a free for Limerick. With another one from play, and that's tight, but it is over.
That the umpire's inside in his pocket because he had to run a long way to get the ball.
His favourite one. Will he get it back? Oh, wonderful take. Here comes Richie Power. They're in again. Shefflin is free once more, and Quaid juggling with it. making hard work of the clearance. Tom Condon pumps it up for Paudie O'Brien. They left Henry Shefflin again. He could have more than a hat-trick at this stage. Shane Dowling of Limerick. Declan Hannon was an option for him. That's not a good ball in. Very comfortable for Jackie Tyrrell, all his years of experience. And his clearance finds Aidan Fogarty, who's just out of play. Man bearing down on goal. He's marking Henry Shefflin. Owen Larkin been marked by Gavin O'Mahony, and Shefflin trying to use all his experience to let the ball just move past Tom Condon, and he was isolated, would have been in. Nicky Quaid has family in Kilkenny who are here today, huge Kilkenny supporters, and it's a Kilkenny free.
I think David Breen, look, yeah, he's all over Tommy Walsh, and little push in the back, and it's a free out to Kilkenny. Limerick seem to have lost their way a little bit there in the last 5-10 minutes. You know, a lot of ball being played aimlessly and without direction, and they need to get back what they did in the first 15 minutes.
Henry's in closest to goal from Heresies' puck, and he's pucked it wide.
Flow, you know, so there shouldn't be any reason to call that back.
Quaid restarts the game. Michael Fennelly under it, couldn't hold on to it. Aidan Fogarty loitering again around the middle, and here comes Richie Power. Took the shoulder from Donal O'Grady. Fogarty outgunned Tom Condon of Limerick. Big clearance. Niall Moran just misjudged that a moment, very conscious of where the man was behind it. Graham Mulcahy for Limerick. Point. Good score. Level.
Yeah, very good score by Graham Mulcahy, and that's what they got to do, get onto the breaking ball, be the first to react, and have the confidence to have a go for a point.
Limerick with 8 scores to Kilkenny's 6. On to take his seat with the rest of the Limerick subs, so they're going to give Tom Condon every chance to try and run off that injury. It doesn't look good for him at the moment, though. Paudie O'Brien and Owen Larkin, and now Gavin O'Mahony of Limerick. David Breen, brilliant from Tommy Walsh. Here comes Walsh, he's got some space. Oh, pulled it wide.
Far back he is, nothing on his mind but to see the ball, get the touch, it knocks the ball away. But unfortunately for Tommy, he didn't finish it well.
Oh, wonderful. And he's got the free as well. Okay, he missed the last one, but he's doing his stuff as he nearly always does.
I said at the start of the game, look, we needed to see a big performance from Tommy Walsh, and he's done very, very well. Just watch the tackle. Look, I think, look, it's a soft free to get. I know they might say it's not shoulder to shoulder, but fantastic catch by Tommy.
Henry Shefflin now on free taking duties for Kilkenny, and he's hit that one wide. Ooh. Level at Semple Stadium in Thurles. 1973, the last time Limerick beat Kilkenny in the championship. They're not going to do it with passes like that here in Thurles today. JJ Delaney, Michael Rice. Well, the hand went up from Stephen Walsh. Tom Condon still on the park. Here's Gavin O'Mahony. Clever little ball. Paudie O'Brien shortens the stick. His midfield buddy is James Ryan. Firing that for Niall Moran to chase down. Delaney in tow. David Breen waiting inside. He pops it back to Shawnee Tobin. Tobin should score. Herity's puck is huge. Breaks well for Kilkenny. Richie Hogan had a look at it, but Stephen Walsh has it for Limerick. James Ryan. David Breen just caught back, and he's starting to pop up more and more. Tommy Walsh missed one a few minutes ago, just inside the 65-metre line. He's slotted that one. Big 5 minutes for him.
Yeah, that is the Tommy Walsh of old, no doubt about that. I mean, there's fierce determination in his play. He loves to attack the ball, and this time the accuracy is better, and it's a fantastic score to push them a point ahead. Kilkenny forward line.
Michael Rice after the careless puck from Donal O'Grady. Richie McCarthy half beaten by Richie Power, but he's got it back, and he's got options as well, and plenty of time to pick out Gavin O'Mahony from Kilmallock. Shawnee Tobin out and beaten to it by Paul Murphy. And it's going one and then the other. A mistake by Stephen Walsh, and now Aidan Fogarty hit the crossbar earlier on. He's given the ball straight to Stephen Walsh. Unusual, strange 60 seconds passage of play. Here's Shawnee Tobin playing in his own half-back line. Richie Hogan, after the mistake by Tobin, he was dispossessed when he had control of that, and that's an easy point. And a poor mistake from Limerick to gift it to Richie Hogan with nobody on him.
Yeah, bad mistake, but look, Limerick in midfield, I think they've done reasonably well. I mean, we've seen very little of Michael Fennelly, Michael Rice, and it shows maybe a lack of match practice from their point of view, but you can't afford to just lose possession like that.
Limerick being careful with possession. The short puck-out was allowed this time. Stephen Walsh fairly hopped off Henry Shefflin, or was it the other way around? It was Shefflin who ended up on the ground. Here's Shane Dowling, options to his right. Dowling bearing down, hit hard by Jackie Tyrrell, free into Limerick.
Yeah, and it's the second time they've done this up the right-hand side, or up the left-hand side here. Short puck out, and the cornerback feeds the halfback, and it's up to Shane Dowling. And look, there's no doubt it was a free, and he had nothing else in his mind if he had gone inside his marker as well, but the bill at the back of the net. Now it's a great chance to get a point just before half-time, and they're very much in this game, Darrell.
Kilkenny have got the last two, and Dowling kept it low. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Kilkenny by a point. That's aimed towards Colin Fennelly. Referee spotted something in there he wasn't mad about. Well, he's heading down the other end of the field to talk to the umpire. Didn't give a very clean signal as to signify
I think it's
the
absolutely.
offence, and he's going to throw the ball in.
I think it's absolutely daft, because when you see that again, being honest with you, that ball is thrown up inside the square again, and it's the legs are carrying them outside. It's absolutely crazy.
Well, Kilkenny and David Herity penalised, and Limerick, can they turn it into a point? Herity, no, it's gone over the crossbar. We're seeing it all here. But Herity put the stick up, but the ball had crossed over the crossbar.
Well, my first impression is, Darren, yes, it was a point, right? Look, it's only a bit of a loop. Second time out, look, you question it again, right? I mean, Herity he's not the biggest of keepers, right? But he did get the hurley up, and he managed to keep it, you know.
The umpires have their hawk eyes. Richie Hogan, great catch. How did he catch that in the air? He's one of the smallest players on the park. Michael Fennelly of Kilkenny. A few things going against them, but Fennelly responds with a point. There have been a few scores that have been a little bit on the controversial side. The guys serious talking points at halftime they don't need anymore. Here comes Richie Power, and Power gets away from O'Grady. Richie Power bearing down, leaving Limerick men in his wake as he continues the run forward. Then he bounces off McNamara, and a mistake by Kilkenny. McNamara goes down. Tom Condon able to clear. McNamara's down and Richie Power down as Kilkenny play on. Kieran Joyce just about got that through to Colin Fennelly. Fennelly for Kilkenny. Richie Hogan to his left, and he's been done, and it's a free out to Limerick. Twice Kilkenny came through, and Limerick able to keep them out by hook or by crook. They kept them out there.
Look, it turns inside again, look, and I think back inside again, yeah, and the referee is correct. Yeah, it is a free out, but it's something that Limerick have maybe managed, right?
And gone. Here's what happened to Richie Power.
Let's shoulder to shoulder, being honest with you. Me, it's a fair challenge. It's a fair challenge. He catches him right.
Well, Richie Power certainly felt been led to the dressing room.
Yeah, he looks a bit groggy coming off. There's a bit of
Main thing is that he will be okay. There's the whistle for the first half. We've had it all.
For many of the Cork people are gone home yet. I think they'll be watching this with interest. But yeah, in fairness to Limerick, they came with a real intensity to their play, and they believe in themselves, you know, and they've had a real go. And in that first half, they're probably unlucky to be a point down, but you know, they've set themselves up. I said it before the match, if they can get down the tunnel at half time, still in with a real chance. They've played again the breeze, so they really, it's all there for them now, really, in the second half.
It is, Gerard, because the fact that they're losing this match, and it is only by a point, they've been authors of their own misfortune as well.
Well, Limerick have, you know.
Limerick, yes.
I suppose when you look at Kilkenny, though, you're looking at the three big areas where they were so strong before. Winning ball in the air, not doing it today. Winning the breaking ball. Limerick are winning most of the breaking ball, and they've been unerring from frees, you know. And apart from Tommy Welsh and Henry Shefflin, there's nobody else that you could say for Kilkenny is playing really, really well. So for Limerick's point of view, they're giving that absolute best. Now they have made a few absolute clangers here just in front of us in the full back line. That is the only thing that has let them down in the first half. Effort, honesty, team play, giving it the absolute everything, and having good method in their play. All of those are absolutely excellent. It's just they have to cut out those silly errors, the two big silly errors really, that they have made in the full back line in the first half.
But one thing that has not happened in this game, Liam Sheedy, is Kilkenny have not blitzed the opposition as we have seen them do so many times.
Yeah, they haven't given themselves any cushion whatsoever, you know. And you know, unlike them as well, you know, placed balls, they've been very, very surprisingly poor from placed balls today. Normally when they get those, it's over the bar, they're relentless, and they probably coughed up maybe 4 or 5 scores that they'd normally get. You know, this match is right in the melting pot, and the only thing is, you know, Kilkenny, you know, that's Kilkenny. This will really tell you know, where's Kilkenny for 2012, you know, what's left.
Scrappy period of play. Hogan belting that forward, but Henry Shefflin caught on his heels a bit. Richie McCarthy of Limerick, free out.
Yeah, great determination in his play, Richie. All he wants to do is get out in front of his man. Again, Shefflin stands him up, and I would question that decision as well, I must say.
Shefflin got 2-2 in the first half. Nicky Quaid with the wind behind, remember Limerick. Kieran Joyce, good catch by the Inistioge man. Tommy Walsh. Owen Larkin, his target. Gavin O'Mahony there with it. Larkin has it. Larkin still going, leaving Declan Hannon behind. Larkin scuffed it. Stephen Walsh. Wayne McNamara took his eye off that. Kilkenny men about. Colin Fennelly, one of them. 45 metres out. Owen Larkin completely free. Has to score, and does. Owen Larkin, first point of the second half. They now lead by 2. It was a soft score, gifted to them.
Yeah, it was gifted. Absolutely crazy. Bit of messing in the back line there, and Colin Fennelly gets it over to Owen Larkin, and Owen Larkin needs a big second half. I mean, Richie Power gone off the team at this stage. They need the leaders now to stand up. I mean, they're in a game, and Owen Larkin and Richie Hogan and these guys have to give the Henry Shefflins a better hand in the second half period if they're to get out of this game.
Richie Hogan seeing a fair bit of the ball early doors in the second half. Here's Henry Shefflin, just slipped. Richie McCarthy there with him, he's done.
Expected to either go over the bar or right down to the edge of the square.
He can absolutely leather them. Gavin O'Mahony at his own 45-metre line. Wind behind. Oh, good catch by David Herity. It was close, wasn't it? Tommy Walsh. Leading by 2, Michael Rice. Rice and Fennelly, the longer this game goes on, you wonder just exactly how fit they are. Haven't had a lot of hurling. Great clever play. David Breen unmarked. Breen slots that over. Kilkenny a bit loose, just like Limerick were on the Larkin point.
Yeah, and it was crazy. I mean, the midfield pairing of Kilkenny certainly are not the force they were in championship hurling that we've seen. I mean, there's a high ball in, and David Hurley keeps his eye on it. I mean, it was a terrific free, and someone will drop into the net, or somebody will get a flick in it like we saw in the game against Clare.
Gavin O'Mahony rose highest there. Rice in after it. Larkin there too, trying to dig it out. TJ Reid, the man who we heard needs a big game for Kilkenny second half. James Jim Bob Ryan. From Carrickshock. It's okay, not great. Colin Fennelly couldn't get to it. Here's Richie McCarthy continuing his good game for Limerick. Donal O'Grady. Wayne McNamara, chance for him to surge forward. Speaking of surging forward, here is Shawnee Tobin. Looks good. It's a great point. Very fine point. Wayne McNamara made it. The ball into Tobin, perfect. They're in business.
They're in business, yeah, and it came from Richie McCarthy back in the full back line again, getting the ball out to Wayne McNamara, and a great delivery into Sean Tobin. That's the right type of ball, right up in front of his marker, and just turns and puts it over the bar.
Level again.
It's all about confidence now and belief, Dara, for Limerick that can actually do this. You know, they're in a great position going into the second period. 41 minutes gone, right, and match level, playing with a strong.
And 2 Tip emptied the bench and brought the big guns on, but their belief in themselves was tested right to the very limit. And you just know Kilkenny will do exactly the same for them. Henry Shefflin may have got away with a little nudge. It was a big nudge actually on McCarthy. The ball slotted over by Aidan Fogarty.
Yeah, and you can hear the crowd reaction. Certainly it was a free out in my book, certainly. I mean, there is a push to let the ball go through. Here we see it, nudge on the back, and that's bad decision by the referee. I mean, that was a free out.
Okay, finish from Aidan Fogarty. 2 points apiece since the second half restarted. Colin Fennelly getting a little stretch to Fennelly, hopping the ball off the ground. Donald O'Grady had a bit of a cut, and Richie McCarthy is there too. Fennelly over-elaborating. TJ Reid getting involved now. Richie McCarthy there too. Aidan Fogarty. Will Kilkenny be able to manufacture a score out of this? They'll have a chance from a free.
Number 2, I think Shane Walsh was pulling in the wrong direction completely, never played the ball.
This for a 2-point lead for Henry Shefflin. There's a bit of confusion. It's been called as wide. I think you see that every day, do you?
No, you don't. That's
8 wides.
I think 5 or 6 frees though, Darrell, have gone wide. And that's very, very unusual for Kilkenny.
And those kind of ones from those sort of angles, even Richie Power first half, and particularly Henry Shefflin, you expect him to see him pop them over from those angles almost with the eyes closed. Limerick attacking down the other end, but it comes to nothing. David Herity. Michael Rice under the clearance. It favoured the Limerick man, James Ryan, but Kilkenny have done well. Here comes TJ Reid. Skipping back inside, Declan Hannon. That's the defender's ball, or it should be. Again, Shefflin caught on his heels. Nicky Quaid, calm, composed. Speaking of which, here's Wayne McNamara. Took to yoga in recent times to get himself fit. James Ryan has leathered that huge strike on it. Herity couldn't take the risk and confident enough, but he's in a spot of bother. He's got help from his fullback, JJ Delaney. And Delaney, calm clearance. Tommy Walsh. Free out, free to Kilkenny. And it'll be moved forward, or will it, for some descent?
Foul initially, and
Jackie Tyrrell taking the free. Colin Fennelly gets away. Hickey was struggling. Fennelly. And that is over the bar this time. Effective, very simple. Point for Kilkenny.
yeah, there's a better contribution now from some of the other Kilkenny forwards. Colin Fennelly getting in the scoring arc. We've seen a bit more of Owen Larkin. We've seen a bit more of TJ Reid. And it's got to be that way for Kilkenny if they're going to get out of here, because their backs up to the wall now.
Wonderful from Kieran Joyce. A bit too high. Owen Larkin got a stick to that. Aidan Fogarty racing out from his corner. TJ Reid. James Ryan closes him down. Reid manages to get the ball forward. Henry Shefflin is out in front of Hickey. Shefflin turns around. Is there a hat-trick in him? Quaid stopped it. Still a goal chance, and they managed to get it out. Stephen Walsh of Limerick. Brilliant last gasp defending from Limerick. Hanging on by their fingernails. Shefflin has had 4 or 5 opportunities to get that third goal. Shawnee Tobin, that was a huge touch. Really important touch by Paul Murphy. Richie Hogan drifting away from Wayne McNamara. Now Shefflin has come deeper out looking for Gavin O'Mahony. Lost the flight of that for a moment. Toddy O'Brien. Michael Rice got a stick in. Tommy Walsh. Pace of this starting to really lift. Donald O'Grady should take that. Larkin is behind him. O'Grady threw himself on the ball. Here's Henry Shefflin. Pops it to the side to Richie Hogan. No real pressure on Hogan. Got the shot away. Quaid looking, and he sees it go.
Shefflin again turns his marker, Seamus Hickey, but it's a fantastic save. I mean, that's a game-saving save, sorry, you know, and it was a great chance for Henry.
7 minutes since Limerick last scored. Quaid made a great save against Clare as well. Here's Graham Mulcahy. Mulcahy has Doyle behind him, very tricky angle. Tyrrell is there too, needs to get rid of it. Breen, the goal scorer from the first half, and there's Tommy Walsh for Kilkenny. Absolutely outstanding defending. Others around him were struggling. Walsh is back with a bang.
He is, and there was nothing else in his mind when he won that ball, to get out the field, get it back out, go to play. I mean, when it breaks, he's the first to react. He's like a tiger in the look. See him bursting forward, and there's a nudge in the back.
against Galway and took some time, as you need to do when you've suffered an injury like that, to get back in it, but he's flying fit and playing well for Kilkenny. Wayne McNamara is playing well for Limerick. They let him up, but he's missed his last one. More central, and it goes over the bar. Kilkenny outscoring Limerick by 4-2.
The likes of Declan Hannon was able to come into the team from in the second half period. Now you've Kevin Downs, so you wonder at one stage will you see Kevin Downs coming into the action, because they're beginning to dominate now in the back line in Kilkenny.
Aidan Fogarty, Colin Fennelly had yards on his marker, who was McCarthy. Now TJ Reid, they could be in here. McNamara got across and free in. Limerick defenders not played second half, and there's a point for Henry Shefflin. They've got the last 4 in a row.
You certainly.
Just look at him throw.
Yeah, he touched it. There was a touch on the Hurling first,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, again, he's trying to bulldoze his way through, and to me, you know, that was a free out. I mean, some bad decisions, I think, by the referee today.
Last 4 points in a row after Limerick drew level. Kilkenny now lead by 4. Paul Murphy. Not a great ball, Donald O'Grady. Limerick's Wayne McNamara was conscious of TJ Reid coming towards him. They have lightning fast forwards who can score goals. They've got one, but they need to get them the ball, and Kilkenny really have tightened up in that back 6. Michael Rice. TJ Reid, who's marking him? Reid allowed to catch it really unopposed. And a clever little ball in as well to Aidan Fogarty. And Fogarty sends that one high up into the sky and high over the bar. 5 in a row, just opening it up.
Yeah, he looks the most awkward of hurlers, and when he got possession of there, I was saying, how is he going to turn and get a score from here? But he is very, very effective. And that was a very, very high shot, but it's a great score. But they must push on at this stage.
Some brilliant shots, that dispossession of Paddy O'Brien. We've seen some great fielding, great catches. There was a Kieran Joyce one as well, I remember, from not so long ago. Stephen Walsh is okay, but pressure put on him, and Michael Fennelly, the hurler of the year, launching that forward, and there's nobody at home. Goal chance for Fogarty. Goal! They are back, and Aidan Fogarty with the 3rd Kilkenny goal, and Limerick are in real bother.
Oh, that's suicide, absolute suicide from a puck out. They tried to run the ball out of the fence, too many short passes, and it is intercepted. And once it went out to the middle of the park, Michael Rice, I think, spotted Fogarty all in his own and puts it into the back of the net.
Whatever.
Michael Fennelly, I think it was.
Yeah. Whatever Brian Cody said to his team at half-time, my God, it's worked, and particularly in the last 11 minutes, this period when Limerick have failed to score, and in that time Kilkenny have gone to town, scoring 1-5. David Breen, I think, is going to go off the Limerick team. John Allen's charges need to make something happen. Graham Mulcahy in a very tight area. He's got quick feet, he knows where the goal is and where the posts are, but he doesn't have the ball anymore. There's TJ Reid launching that forward. Fogarty and Colin Fennelly there, and Fennelly's little flick worked a treat. Wayne McNamara there, and Donald O'Grady, who's got the yellow card. The cavalry arrives. Owen Larkin hops off McNamara, and now Fennelly's free. This could nearly seal it. They go for another goal. What a goal from Colin Fennelly. And what a response from Kilkenny. 4-13 to 1-11, and Limerick are hanging on by their fingernails.
Yeah, I mean, I know the Limerick guys are saying, was this a throw? But look, I know Silfar shouted a couple of weeks ago Damien Hayes was going to get goal of the year, but I tell you, this is going to match it. That is a fantastic strike. Nothing else in the mind but back of the net. Brilliant, brilliant strike.
Quarter of an hour to go, and Kilkenny have made such a significant move. And a lot of the Cork fans, particularly down in front, of the Waterford fans who'd stayed behind, are now heading for the door. They think this is over. 4-13 to 1-11 Kilkenny. Kevin Downs is on for David Breen, and Limerick needs some sort of a response if there's to be a way back. Paddy O'Brien's long ball forward to this much vaunted full forward line. Jackie Tyrrell. Now up close and personal with Richie Hogan. He's had quiet again, and Richie Hogan seemed to strike out towards Shawnee Tobin, and he could be in bother here, but he's not. The referee has let that continue on. We could hear it on the microphone down there. There seemed to be a swipe towards the Limerick man as Declan Hannon takes his shot and puts that over, and it's their first point in such a long time.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, Dara, what reaction is going to be from the referee here. What's he going to do to Richie Hogan? Because it's clearly a one-handed swipe. Watch, he takes a belt, watch the swipe. That is a red card offence in my mind. The referee now has gone to speak to the linesman, but is he going to take action?
What sort of a view did the linesman have of it? And Richie Hogan is now being called across. I think it is going to be a red card. He had a look where he keeps the yellow, and the notebook has come out. The yellow card is in the top pocket. He went for the notebook instead. Richie Hogan. Is it going to be yellow or red? And it is going to be a red card. It's in the back pocket, and Kilkenny down to 14.
Yeah, well, I'll give him, maybe criticise the referee once or twice during the afternoon about his decision making. He did consult the linesman. It was the correct call. He let play going on when the swipe was there, and it ended up in a point for Limerick from Declan Hannon. So it was the correct decision. He went to the linesman then and then produced the red card.
Down to 14 players, but huge lead, a 10-point lead. Kilkenny enjoy right now is they're a way back for Limerick with that numerical advantage. Not with the likes of, well, Michael Rice has just put the ball straight to Wayne McNamara. 19 goals they've got in the championship, Limerick. They need number 20 and 21 and possibly 22 to get back in the game. And Kilkenny in that, what, 15-16 minute period when Limerick failed to score were absolutely brilliant. Those 2 goals putting them in a winning position. That's where they are right now as Paul Murphy belts it clear. 4-13 to 1-12. Colin Fenwick. What a corker of a goal he scored. Henry Shefflin got 2 in the first half, and he's swiped that one wide. And the
stood up to the plate. Colin Fenley has having a terrific second half period as well.
James Ryan out to Paddy O'Brien. Pressure put on him by Michael Rice just as he made contact with that. Kevin Downs, young man with a big future ahead, but in the present he's put that over, so they've got 2 in a row. Still a long way back.
Yeah, they're still a long way back, but they've got to keep plugging away. Disappointment today is we said the likes of Niall Moran hasn't gotten on a lot of ball. DJ Delaney's been very efficient on him, and like the Kilkenny backs at the moment just seem to have closed up goal scoring chances for Limerick, and they're probably going to need a goal there to get themselves into this game or even get any way chance of salvaging something from it.
Kevin Downs only 20 years of age. Now Herity has done that well, sweeping up behind the full back line all day, caught a couple of really good ones in the air. Tommy Walsh. It's a bit too high for Owen Larkin. Donal O'Grady. How are Limerick using the extra man, Donal O'Grady? And that's popped off. Last 10 minutes at Semple Stadium. A place in the All-Ireland semi-final up for grabs. Good cut from Hannon. Well, not so good. A Limerick man ended up down on the ground.
All they can do is keep putting over the points, get the goal opportunity and take it when it comes around.
A lot of very determined faces on the Kilkenny line. Hannon just decides to pop it over. So that's 3 in a row. He's got 2 of them. Down to the post.
Yes,
Niall
I
Moran
mean,
foul, yeah.
very little in it, being honest with you. Niall Moran is trying to turn. I suppose they were both at it.
He pucking into the breeze. Good catch by Declan Hannon, just firing it straight back, and they need everyone to the second half. He's busy. Paul Brown in there. TJ Reid lost the stick. Richie Doyle blocked by Kevin Downs. And it's very crowded. Michael Fenley. The one-hand pick didn't work. Here's Paul Brown. Well, looking at that shot as the ball went through towards Joyce, you wonder who's got the extra player.
I was just going to say that, Darragh. It seems like Kilkenny have the extra man back in defence. It's Seamus Hickey is the extra man that's on the ball now. He's playing back in the full back line. With 9 minutes to go, you would maybe want to be pushing your extra man further up the field.
Limerick need a plan and a structure at how to do this and how to use the extra man. Shawnee Tobin got 1 point second half. Tobin has put it wide, 2 wides in a row. It's over 8 minutes since Kilkenny's last score. That was the Fenley goal. In the meantime, they've lost Richie Hogan, who will be facing a suspension as well for the straight red. Here come Limerick, Toddy O'Brien. As they go for goals, Kilkenny getting ready to make a double substitution. Jackie Tyrrell never won the All-Ireland title through the back door.
Well, they've struggled at times there in their half-forward line from their own puckouts, and I think Brian Cody's going to freshen it up with younger legs for the last remaining 7 or 8 minutes, because that's what they need.
It's over the shoulder of Stephen Walsh from TJ Reid's ball. Aidan Fogarty. Walsh very tight to his own line, and he's been fouled. Nicky Quaid is racing across. There's Tommy Quaid. From the Effin club. And off goes Sean Tobin. Kenny waiting to make their substitutions. Tommy Wonts comes up with the ball again. Owen Larkin, the captain, Henry Shefflin in a deeper position. Fennelly just trying to let the ball spin off the stick so he could get away from Richie McCarthy. It didn't quite work, but Fennelly making it hard for McCarthy, very difficult. Gavin O'Mahony. Poor ball, Kieran Joyce, it appears that he's free at the moment. Catching another one, Gavin O'Mahony getting there. Toddy O'Brien. How often do you see it? It's all about how the team with the extra man use the extra man. Hickey's a defender at the moment, he's the free player. As Tommy Quaid goes for glory and gets the point. He's only on the park about a minute.
Yeah, it was a great score because he was looked to be pushed over the line, and yeah, it brings it back to within 7 points at this stage. Still 6 minutes to go. Goal in this would make it for an exciting finish.
4 unanswered Limerick points. It's a good catch. Here's TJ Reid. Now Colin Fennelly. Sensible play is to take the point, which he's done. He had a man available who was Aidan Fogarty. Fogarty is about to go off, but TJ Reid gets his point, and that's their first in 11 minutes. A lot's happened in that 11 minutes. Matthew Roos coming in, Killian Buckley replacing Aidan Fogarty. Owen Larkin, I think, is the other man to go off. Owen Larkin being replaced by Matthew Roos.
Yeah, it's been a bit disappointing there for Owen Larkin for the standards that he set for himself.
Limerick have got a free in. Could be about to have some more rain in Thurles. Inside the final 4 minutes. Declan Hannon. Over it goes. They've got 5 out of the last 6 points in this All-Ireland quarter-final. But those 2 goals in space of a minute
that
really did the damage.
period. I mean, we wondered what reaction we would have from Kilkenny after the break, and they played really, really well for about a 10 or 15-minute period, and they did with Limerick at that stage, and they found it very, very hard to recover.
Donal O'Grady's tucked forward. Graham Mulcahy left it after him. Quaid was there, and Kilkenny with plenty of numbers back to deal with the situation, and Limerick kind of losing their shape in their attack a little bit. Under 3 minutes to go. Colin Fennelly. Kilkenny bidding for a 16th successive All-Ireland semi-final appearance, and if it is Declan Hannon got the last point again. David Hersey, how often have we seen him do that today? Plucking the ball out of the air from under the crossbar. Michael Fennelly about to get through a serious 70 minutes of hurling here. with a semi-final to come. Kilkenny racing forward, Killian Buckley going after that. Seamus Hickey. Graham Mulcahy blocked down by Michael Fennelly. He has lasted the pace extremely well, and they've had to work even harder with the man down. Henry Shefflin just tucking.
But look, they're doing what they've come here to do, is to win and get themselves into an All-Ireland semi-final.
Killian Buckley has been caught high by Wayne McNamara. McNamara was falling just in front of...
Not to take the head off of it. More down on top of the shoulder, I suppose, rather than the head area.
Henry Shefflin with the free, and the eye is back in. Brian Cody just walking past him down on the line.
All the way, and great credit to him really, at the second half period. When the questions were answered or asked, they answered them certainly with those goals.
Something like 29 frees in the game, rough count. Toddy O'Brien, goal, just consolation stuff is all they're going for at this stage. James Ryan. And that's very easy for Kieran Joyce. Full back on the UL team, you'll know a lot of these Limerick guys well. And it's Kilkenny who will leave Semple Stadium in Thurles with a place in the All-Ireland semi-final. Henry Shefflin wants his hat-trick, and he's completely free as Colin Fennelly is dragged down, and Shefflin...
The one touch, knocking around the ground, running onto breaking ball. I mean, it's been a fantastic performance by him in that second half period.
Henry Shefflin, his tally for the day, reaches 2 goals and 6 points. Never got his hat-trick, but for him, it's all about the team and all about winning and all about a place in the All-Ireland semi-final. The 2 minutes of added time have been and gone, and that's the end.
Start. They didn't. They started very, very slowly. Their touch was poor. They looked to have a poor energy level. And by half-time, you'd say, well, you know, Limerick were well in the game. Now, that was just exactly what they needed, because the big question mark here was at half-time. How would they come out in the second half? That was going to determine what they were going to be like for the rest of the year. And the answer was really emphatic. You know, they upped their game completely. Players who hadn't been playing well up to half-time, like we say, like Colin Findlay, JJ even at full-back, Paul Murphy at cornerback, they just stormed into the game and they owned the game. They took possession of the game. And then, of course, like Kilkenny do so often, they got this purple patch in the second half, you know, from the 42nd, about 14 minutes, when they scored 2-5 and Limerick didn't score at all, it was game over. But, you know, it just shows that there is an awful lot left in this Kilkenny team. I don't think anybody was writing them off.
Sure.
Nearly everybody expected them to win today. They didn't expect this type of performance. They didn't expect Kilkenny to be so lethargic in the first half. But that's actually a good thing, because now they win where the like of Mick Findlay, Michael Rice, JJ Delaney, who didn't play the last day, they all have got a game under their belts now. You know, look at the way Henry Shefflin, look at the way he played today, look at the way Tommy Welsh, who had nightmare games in Croke Park. So really they're going to get the like of Owen Larkin and a few more other players now back up to speed. You can be sure in 2 weeks' time they'll be up to speed. And it didn't take too much out of them, because they're playing again in 2 weeks' time. But, you know, sorry, they have 3 weeks, 3 weeks before the next game. But, you know, from Limerick's point of view, I suppose the second half showed their inexperience. The younger lads were just bullied out of the game by Kilkenny when they went back to
over Limerick. Brian, a good day at the office for you?
Yeah, it was a great game, Dara. Obviously in the first half we were under serious pressure, but second half we picked things up and, you know, we had a good win for sure in the end.
Yeah, just when I think Limerick drew level with the early second half, and then it was like several buttons were pressed and you just pulled away. The 2 goals, huge.
Yeah, well, the response is good. You know, goals obviously are hugely important in a hurling game, and they give a great lift to our lads, and, you know, we were strong in the second half.
Now, a lot of the young guys did very well for you, but Henry Shefflin in the first half, when Limerick really put it up to you, as they did all the way through, he was hugely important. 2 goals.
He was outstanding, absolutely outstanding, and before that I think he'd tapped 2 points as well, you know. So, I mean, he's a player who's been doing this all of his life, really, you know, and once again it's a testament to the character and the skill and the kind of man he is to stand up when our backs were a bit to the wall in the first half, very much to the wall actually, and he stood up for us and just took on that leadership role again.
And briefly, your old friends Tipperary next again.
Yeah, other than semi-final this time, you know, it's obviously a game that I think everybody will look forward to seeing, and it's a huge challenge for ourselves definitely, and we're going to have to improve a hell of a lot on today for sure.
It'll be a great day, as will the other semi-final between Galway and Cork.
For the final, it was a choice of Tomás Mulcahy, and it went to Kilkenny's Tommy Walsh.
We did play well.
I suppose, and if you don't have 15 lads pulling together, I suppose that's where the downfall is. And we had 15 lads pulling there together out in that match today, and that's the reason I suppose we won.
Well, Tommy, you are the centre man of the match, and a Limerick man, Tom Ryan, will now present you with your award.
Okay, we're staying with hurling here